Did you know that Africa has more pyramids than Egypt? That's right. Prepare to have your assumptions challenged as we dive into some truly mind-blowing African history fun facts you probably never learned in school. Forget what you think you know, and get ready for a journey through time and across the continent. It all starts at the very beginning. Africa isn't just part of human history, it's where human history began. The strongest scientific evidence tells us that Homo sapiens originated in Africa. Let's zoom in on some key fossil sites. In Jebel Irhoud, Morocco, fossils have been found dating back about 315,000 years ago. Then there's Omo Kaibish, Ethiopia, with Homo sapiens fossils from around 233,000 years ago. And Hato, Ethiopia, boasting fossils approximately 160,000 years old. These incredible discoveries support the Out of Africa model, proving that all of us, no matter where we are in the world, can trace our origins back to this amazing continent. Now, let's hop forward in time a bit to ancient Egypt. We all know about the pharaohs and the pyramids, but did you realize ancient Egypt was a civilization that thrived for about 3,000 years? It started way back around 3100 BC with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under Nama and lasted until 30 BC when Rome took over. Think of iconic rulers like Khufu, who commissioned the Great Pyramid, the powerful female pharaoh Hatshepsut, the long-reigning Ramses II, and of course, the boy king Tutankhamun. Egypt's location in Africa made it part of the continent geographically, culturally, and historically. Next, let's head south to Nubia, in modern-day Sudan, where the kingdom of Kush rose to power. This kingdom was such a force that it actually ruled Egypt as the 25th dynasty, from about 744 to 656 BC. Rulers like Pi, Shabaka, and Tahaka controlled a vast empire. And remember that fact about pyramids. Sudan has somewhere between 200 and 255 pyramids, mainly around Nopeta and Meroe, compared to Egypt's 118 to 138. Who knew? Let's travel east to the Horn of Africa, where the Aksumite Empire flourished in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. From about 100 CE to 940 CE, Aksum was a major player in global trade. They even had their own coinage, made of gold, silver, and bronze. Around 330 CE, under King Ezana, Aksum became one of the first African states to adopt Christianity. Jumping south again, let's visit Great Zimbabwe. This incredible city was built and occupied between 1100 and 1450 CE, in what is now Zimbabwe. It was the capital of a large kingdom that controlled the trade of gold, ivory, and cattle. The massive dry stone architecture is some of the most impressive in pre-colonial Africa. No mortar was used, just perfectly fitted stones. Now, let's journey to West Africa and talk about Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire from about 1312 to 1337 CE. Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 is legendary. He brought so much gold to Cairo that some say it affected local gold prices for years after. His reign also saw Timbuktu and Djenné become major centers of scholarship and trade. Speaking of Timbuktu, this city in present-day Mali became a huge intellectual hub, especially from the 14th to 16th centuries. The Sanko Madrasa and other institutions supported scholars in law, theology, astronomy, mathematics, and poetry. Thousands of manuscripts from West African scholarly traditions still survive today. It's a testament to the rich intellectual history of the region. But that's not all Africa has to offer. Let's talk about technology and science. Working in Africa might have started very early, although the exact origins are still debated. The Nok culture in present-day Nigeria, which flourished from about 1000 BC to 300 CE, is famous for its terracotta art and early ironworking. Then there's the Eshango bone, found near the Semliki River in present-day DRC. Dating back about 20,000 BC, it's often seen as evidence of early mathematical thinking. It's not universally accepted as a calculator, but it is a fascinating prehistoric artifact. Moving on, let's explore the Kingdom of Benin in present-day Nigeria. This kingdom flourished from around the 11th century and became highly centralized under rulers called Oba. Its famous bronze plaques and sculptures were created mainly from the 13th to 19th centuries. Sadly, in 1897, British forces launched the Benin expedition, looting thousands of artworks and burning Benin City. These objects now reside in museums around the world, a stark reminder of colonial plunder. Finally, let's celebrate Ethiopia. Unlike most African states, Ethiopia was never fully colonized. Emperor Menelik II led Ethiopian forces to victory against Italian invaders at the Battle of Odwa on March 1, 1896. Italy did occupy Ethiopia from 1936 to 1941, but Ethiopia is usually seen as one of the few African states that avoided permanent colonization in the 19th century. Africa was central to early global networks. The Aksumite Empire traded across the Red Sea, Indian Ocean, and Mediterranean. Aksum minted coins in gold, silver, and bronze, showing its sophistication and involvement in international commerce. Some of the oldest evidence of mining comes from southern Africa. At Ngwenya, in Eswatini, archaeologists have found hematite mining dating back about 43,000 years ago. That's one of the oldest known mining sites in the world. And when it comes to maritime technology, Africa was ahead of the game. At Katanda, in present-day DRC, archaeologists found advanced barbed harpoons dated to around 90,000 years ago. This shows complex early fishing and adaptation to river environments. West Africa also had thriving urban centers long before colonial rule. Kano, in present-day Nigeria, became a major commercial city and textile center. In the 19th century, Kano was known for large-scale leather and craft production, exporting goods across the Sahara. The Sahel region had advanced state systems even before colonial rule. The empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai created taxation systems, cavalry armies, diplomatic networks, and trans-Saharan trade routes. Songhai, under Askia Muhammad I, ruled from about 1493 to 1528 and was one of the largest states in African history. Female political authority existed in multiple African societies. Queen Amina of Zozo, in modern northern Nigeria, is associated with expansion and military power in the 16th century. In Egypt, women like Hatshepsut and Sobenfru held high authority. And in Nubia, queens known as Kandake sometimes ruled or exercised major political influence. The Kingdom of Congo sent envoys to Portugal after contact in the late 15th century. Afonso I of Congo reigned from 1506 to 1543 and corresponded extensively with Portuguese monarchs. So, as you can see, Africa is not just a continent with a long and rich history, it's the source of human history. Pre-colonial African states were not isolated or primitive. Kingdoms and empires such as Kush, Aksum, Ghana, Mali, Songhai, Congo, and Benin were complex, sophisticated societies that shaped the world. It's time to change the narrative and recognize Africa's central role in the story of humanity.